Welcome to this quick, unscripted, off-the-cuff review of Chickenhare. Holy cow. This movie took me completely by surprise. I had no idea that it would be what it was. It's like, so visually, I want to talk about it because holy cow, this movie really seems to be leaning into what they did with Zootopia. Like just the designs of the faces of all the animal characters is so in line with Zootopia. And it's like, so in the world of, anthropomorphic animals, there's different levels of anthropomorphism. And so it goes like all the way from like one being like basically Bambi, the original Bambi, especially the deer. Those were pretty well just animals that could talk, and like basically the only thing that was anthropomorphized about them was their eyes and the way that they moved. And then you go all the way to 10th level, which is basically just anime cat girls, where it's literally just a human with like itsy bitsy little pointy teeth and cat ears. Besides that, it's just a human. And I really dislike level 10. Oh my goodness, level 10, go away and never come back. Level 1, good stuff. Now, Zootopia is more like a level 5. Like a level 5. They did a really good job of showing like the proportions and the sizes of the animals and keeping that, intact while still being that way. And then there's like Sing 2 where it varies. It varies between being like 5 with especially like Mina the elephant. Yeah. And then for some reason in Sing 2 they introduced a bunch of other characters, and like the big one that stuck out to me was the cheetah leopard cat guy who was going to be Johnny's sparring companion during his musical number. He literally just looks like he's got a human body with an animal head. And that makes that like more like level 7 or 8 in terms of anthropomorphism. Yeah, like 7. Yeah, 7. And so Chickenhare is basically like a 6. And I say that because the faces, they're really close to what Zootopia did. In fact, like I couldn't help but think that Chickenhare was basically the Judy Hopps but with slightly different styling. Like, because the rabbits are a bit taller. In fact, rabbits are almost as tall as all the other creatures. But then Zootopia was only mammals, and Chickenhare has a whole lot of other animals as well. But anyway, the point is, this movie was really good. Just visually. Visually, I was engaged the entire time. Visually, I loved this. It really is going to show what the advancements in technology have been when such small studios with such low budgets are able to make movies as good as this. And, it's really impressive. And then there's the story in the world. So, like I've said it a million times before, and I'll keep saying it. When I'm watching something, visuals are number one for me. And this movie did not disappoint. Yes, it is CG, and yes, we've seen this, style of movie before. But this one did it well. I think I'm willing to give it a pass because we haven't seen this really quite quality from this small of a studio. Like, one of these days I'll need to look up, exactly what studios worked on this and how much the budget was, but it punched above whatever budget it had, I'm sure of it. And it's also another one of those movies where at the very beginning it has like 5 logos that play in sequence. You can tell that this movie had a lot of hands from a lot of different places working on it, and it is really impressive that it turned out this well. Now, in terms of the world, let's just say that this is a fantasy world that it's like, take Indiana Jones and make it so that like that's not even a trope. It's like it is a world built from the ground up with that trope ingrained in it. And it works. It's like, it's basically like DuckTales. Yeah, DuckTales, where that's just how the world works. But it's not modern like DuckTales. So yeah, basically imagine if it was DuckTales, main characters were chickens, well, not really chickens, rabbits. Yeah, his name is Chickenhare, but he's more hair than chicken. Even at the end of the movie when it shows like how much chicken you can really get out of him, he's really more hair. But like the entire time I was watching, the other two movies that I just kept thinking of was Tad the Lost Explorer, and I think that the original Spanish name was like Tadeo Jones or something like that. But basically, I think that Chickenhare was able to do what Tad the Lost Explorer was trying to do a lot better. It's like Tad, it just felt awkward. Whereas like the only thing you can say about Chickenhare is that it feels like a living, walking, breathing trope. And it knows it is. It knows it is so well. And guess what? They never said anything like snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? They never went there. So it's like, yes, they wanted to lean into the tropes of the genre, but no, they're not making it one giant homage to the genre. And it works. It really does. Like in Tad the Lost Explorer, it just, I don't know, it feels more awkward and forced than anything, but it's like Chickenhare, its world building worked better. And also, I think Chickenhare looks better. Like Tad the Lost Explorer is just okay. Again, like Tad is an incredible showpiece of what a smaller studio is able to do. But Chickenhare, that's good stuff. And the interesting thing is that the lady friend that they find, what's her name? Pat? Pam? I don't know. She doesn't feel like there's any romance at all. Just good friends, and she wants to get in on the adventure, but like there's no romance at all, and it works. It never feels strained like in Kung Fu Panda with Tigress and Po. Oh my goodness. Like Kung Fu Panda 2, Tigress and Po, you cannot tell me that there isn't romance there. It's like it's there, and the only thing that happens is they never talk about it. It's a silly premise. It is a silly movie, but it's good. Like dumb, silly tropes, like all of those things perfectly describe Chickenhare, but that does not mean it's bad. Like, yeah, I recommend Chickenhare. I wish it had a physical release. I would buy this in 4K. Like, I would buy the 4K release of this. But guess what? It's a Netflix exclusive, and even if you pirate it, it's only a version of whatever they're able to take from the internet. And guess what? The quality is lacking. Oh my goodness. This is my biggest beef with streaming exclusives. Because it is so hard to get pristine image quality. I want to be able to look at every frame of something and not see any artifacts. I don't want to see any, like, lower resolution sections. Like, that's my biggest complaint with this movie, is that I can't buy it. Just let me buy the stinking stuff. So, yeah. Chickenhare. I recommend it. To anybody who thinks that they might be interested in it. Again, like, there's a ton of people out there who would not like it no matter what. So, yeah, if you think you might like it, you probably will. Thanks for watching.